What's going on, everybody? We are here for our Monday evening kerfuffle.
The word of the week.
It was the word of the week. How are we doing, guys?
Pretty good.
Let me fix my. I actually got to change my microphone again. Oh, it's good. Yeah. I sound good this week.
You sound very good this week.
Yeah.
I do. Oh, okay. Well, freshly 21, fresh haircut. I'm feeling like a new man.
Dude.
Feeling good.
Good stash.
Happy. Hey, man. I appreciate it. I love the stash. We've just got to get Sally's facial hair game up a little bit.
Now don't let him.
We gotta get Sally some like beard cream or something.
I'm gonna go with just a stash next week. I'm shaving everything else.
Oh,
Mike,
I'm just kidding.
Maddie, you should honestly. Mike, what am I slacking? How am I slacking? I'm here. We're here. I'm trying at least. But yeah, we were here after a COTA race. William Byron wins, definitely. Oh, no link in the Discord. How about you do it then? Promote the podcast, Mr. President. Help me out. Promote it, please. But yeah, William Byron had the dominant car. Christopher Bell, I actually would argue, had the best strategy.
He probably had the best strategy. One more lap and he would have gotten there.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not how racing works. There was not another lap, and William Byron held on to beat Christopher Bell. That race was just kind of frustrating for me from a fan standpoint of my driver, but I thought it was a fine race. I really think that there were battles in a lot of, like, Sal, you were there. You were in COTA. You were in turn 12, you said?
Yeah.
So you were with Daniel's Amigos?
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, he did bad, so we didn't get the camera cut to you over there with Daniel's Amigos. Tell me about your experience over there with Daniel's Amigos and just watching the race in general.
A lot better view than what I've gotten there before, because typically I've gone there. I think last year was the only time I hadn't gone there since NASCAR came here. And I've usually sat in turn 1, and turn 1, you kind of only see them once, and then that's it. You can see them pass through other areas, but turn 12 was like the place to be.
Oh man. We got a Kevron cross shot there.
Hey, don't be jealous, Mike.
We're getting taken off of YouTube today.
I'm not jealous. Listen, Bradley, I said I'm not. There wasn't any. There's no news. There was no news. Nothing exciting. No ticker this week. I can give you a baby one if you let me work on it. Just continue, Sal. We got a little distracted here by our little Playboy on the bottom right.
Turn 12, you could see them going into turn 1. You could see them briefly going through the S's, and then I want to say turns 9, and then everything from turn 12 on to, I think, whenever they go off into turn 17 or 18, something like that. So definitely a lot better perspective as being there if you ever want to go. Anyone, that's the spot to be. And a very good race. Other than stupid course penalties, but I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point.
I'll get all that, but yeah, I'd like to talk about it.
That I thought there was always a battle going on somewhere, and I think that's what I really enjoyed about it.
Yeah. Now that we've got this ticker ready, there you go, Bradley. All right, you happy now? But yeah, I think Fox did not do a great job covering that race. they spent most of the race focused on William Byron out by himself, or showing zoomed in shots of people, like unnecessarily zoomed in shots of cars. I don't really care for that. Like I don't care to see people like a screen full of Ty Gibbs' car. That's impressive camera work, sure, but I want to see racing. We've got Kevron here at some sort of at a baseball game. Oh yeah, he's excited. It's definitely an interesting look down there. But yeah, I think Fox did a bad job covering the race. There's a lot that happened that
we missed
at home didn't know about. But I thought it was a good race, and I don't really care for people that don't like COTA. I think it's a good road course. I don't understand the track limits aspect of it. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. I understand, more often than not, there's a warning system. And that was not present.
I think there's two issues that we could take from it. It's from both the Cup and the Xfinity series. When Allmendinger got screwed, but Klingerman didn't get penalized. I think that's where a lot of things kind of started with the track course limits kind of controversy. Then it just got even bigger when the most popular driver got screwed by it.
Yeah, and I was just disappointed because he was starting to actually run well.
Yeah, his car just jumped out from under him. He hit the curb and it went.
Yeah,
right.
And so what is he supposed to do there?
And then that's where maybe warning is
a stop and go, maybe. I don't if he would just be able to stop on. Well, it's Kligerman. I think Ryan said Klingerman, like the Fortnite weapon, the Klinger.
No. Well,
and
I'm an Ohioan, so our accents are terrible.
Okay. But yeah, I just thought it was silly. It was stupid. It was just frustrating because I don't mean to just gas chase up, but if he ran the times that he was running after the penalty, if he didn't get a penalty, I think he would have been probably third or fourth in that race. He would have ended up, I think, maybe ahead of Bowman, but yeah. I don't know why, but no, I think he would end up maybe third or fourth in that range because he was running a lot of laps the fastest time on the racetrack towards the end there on that last run. So it was just disappointing that kind of killed him, and then he spins out. We don't know how.
He got wrecked.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who hit him? Because
I couldn't tell because this happened in that little section after the S's. Where also what I don't understand is you can't go into the green and all that in the S's, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the corner immediately following the S's was the one that everyone is going practically through the dirt in.
There's a rut in the dirt, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. It happened in that corner. I couldn't tell who was behind him because even though I could see it was pretty far out.
I assumed he had just spun himself out. That's not what happened.
I'm pretty sure he got wrecked because there was someone someone right on his ass coming out of the S's there.
Was it Stenhouse maybe? I don't know.
Probably.
Stenhouse is known to do that.
All we saw at home was just Chase spun around, and
we had no replay, nothing.
Yeah, there was no replay at all. That was the crazy part. It was just a cut to Chase spinning, then no replay after that.
I'll tell you
no explanation.
Yeah,
so
Kobayashi Stenhouse Kobayashi is not Stenhouse is not a big fan of Kobayashi. I'll tell you that much. He does not.
I think that's not a good joke, but I think Stenhouse has a problem with Kobayashi or something. Because what he's done in the only 2 races that this guy's raced in NASCAR is crazy. It is wild. He fucking killed him at Indy last year and then this year. And then Josh Berry, what the fuck?
He's
no
not a
wonder
good road
why
course racer.
NASCAR looks like a joke to other countries, because an elite racing driver comes to our series and they get wrecked by some fucking Olive Branch and Hendersonville boys, Berry and Stenhouse. That's stupid. I don't even know what that problem was. Oh yeah, this is crazy right here. Xfinity finish.
I
Austin Hill
noticed
trying to
it.
right rear SVG. Yeah, Austin Hill is an idiot. He absolutely drilled SVG going into turn 1, and then SVG hits him back, which is good on SVG for finally like letting your nuts hang a little bit, Shane. Like, I love to see that from you, because like, it's not really my style. I don't like doing that, and he smiles. But then he did it, and I was like, this is great. He finally did it.
To the right driver too.
One of us.
Or to the right driver too.
But then Austin Hill said, "I wish you would have given me a chance, man." It's like,
what? You drill him going into
you
one.
didn't see what you did to him in turn 1. You didn't give him a chance. Austin Hill is, I think, on a path to become like a heavily disliked driver.
Oh, he's going to be the most hated driver for a while.
I don't know about that. If he's successful, I think he could be the most hated. I don't know if he'll be successful.
Well, he's successful in the Xfinity Series, so he's the most hated in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, he's successful because he can win the drafting tracks
or back into wins.
Yeah, so
Atlanta
drafting track, but I still don't know how he ended. That was so ridiculous that he was the guy that was able to make that. How stupid
I was so
many
pissed that he won
there,
that
and that's what we ended up with.
It could have been Shane, man. It could have been Shane.
We were so pissed.
I love SVG. I didn't actually see that race, but he led a lot of laps, right?
Yeah.
But I'm happy SVG decided to shove it to Austin Hill, because I don't like him. He's a prick. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Bradley with a hot take. Oh,
he will get his ass kicked. Especially if Kyle Busch is still there. I think Kyle Busch won't take his shit.
Well, I don't know. If Kyle Busch has a problem with Austin Hill, I think Andy Petrie will come over and cut his balls off.
Screw Andy Petrie. Screw
whoa,
that
hey,
guy too.
Hey! What's the problem with Andy Petrie? I think he's an idiot right now. But
he's an absolute idiot. That's why.
That's fair. But Larson won that race. It was the first time ever a driver won the pole, won the race, and only led one lap.
Yeah, that was a wild stat.
That's insane. So I didn't get to see the truck race either. Sally, I assume you did.
I did not. I was watching bits and pieces. I was like, I was.
Can you give a semi recap? I know Heim won. I don't know how he got there. I saw the start where Connor Zilic just yeeted into turn 1. That was fun.
Cut his tire. Shout out to him though. Would he come back to finish like 5th or something?
He's like insanely good.
Oh yeah.
Like he is going to be, I think, a Cup Series road ringer. I don't know if he'll have the oval speed. He's got to work on that because his background is mainly road courses, I think. So he's got to work on the oval speed, I guess.
17-year-old dude can definitely develop into oval or something.
How much did he win the pole by? Like 9/10?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like it wasn't even close.
That's nuts. So
that happened. That's all I can really think of.
Yeah.
Andretti, his whole like
rear axle. I saw that. Yeah.
That was weird.
I saw our boy Grant got spun.
Yeah.
Not Grant. No.
Where'd he finish?
I could probably pull it up.
Hopefully good. I'm a Grant supporter. He's one of my 2 Truck Series guys.
We don't like Corey Heim though.
Who's the second one?
Who's the second one? Come on now. I got 3. I like Jock Wood. I like Daniel Dye too, the pole sitter from Atlanta. I like him just because he's always got an onboard camera. They're not doing okay. I'm trying to get the results up. The NASCAR app is weird.
12th. He came back
12?
to finish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I tried
That
pulling
just
it up.
changed.
On
I was looking at it, and it's much different now. So, Bradley likes Raja. Yeah, Raja's cool. I like him.
I was
Jack
happy he won
Hawksworth.
Vegas.
He also did very, very well.
Jock Hawksworth. Hey, Grant finished 12th. Jock Wood finished 13th.
Yeah.
That's a
Your
nice little
boys.
area for me right there. Just a spot behind Ty Dillon. Who news about Ty Dillon? He'll be in the 16 at Richmond Sunday.
Oh,
Easter
yeah.
Sunday.
He's going to suck.
Jesus rose on Easter Sunday, and Ty Dillon came back to the Cup Series. One of those is an impressive thing, and the other one is a guy that's there because of his grandfather. And Jesus is not the bad one there. Shout out, Big J. Shout out, Big J.
Mike. I know you're a big Keith McGee guy.
He was not there. I know
He wasn't, but this doesn't look good either for him. The guy Carter Fardich.
What?
I don't know if that's his real name.
What?
He finished 21st.
Road racing's different. I mean, equipment. I think Keith could have finished maybe top. How many? Top 30? 30 guys finished. I think he could have finished the top 30. I think. I like Keith, man. I don't think Keith's very good. I like him though.
Good's a menace on the track.
He's absolutely a roadblock. Keith has a lot of trouble out there, but
if you see him getting lapped, run.
Go. Get the hell out of there.
Not a very observant lap car. It's time for one of my favorite segments of the week. Maddie wasn't here last week, but he's here this week. Hey, Maddie.
We're back.
It's
We're back.
Time for your segment. We're going to hit the music right now. Is this the music? Yeah, it is. Okay.
All right. Dude number one, it's got to go to William Byron. You can make the case that Christopher Bell might have had the same speed as him, maybe even a little quicker, but Byron was definitely the class of the field. And my second dude is going to be Alex Bowman. He's not. I don't think of him as a road course ace, but for whatever reason, him and COTA go together like peanut butter and jelly. He's always good there, and he was able to get another top 5. So we got William Byron and Alex Bowman as my two dudes.
Thank you, Maddie. I haven't asked you your thoughts on the race yet. What did you think?
I thought the telecast made it seem kind of boring. Like there was on the ticker, it seemed like there was a lot of cars close to each other, but for whatever reason, they just decided to show the top 4, which were
spread out.
Which were progressively like the longer the race got, the more spread out they got, because it slowly just became Byron and Bell, and there's a little bit of Ty Gibbs there, a little bit of Tyler Reddick, but it was really just those two. But I don't know how they would go about getting the cameras that NBC does for road course races, but for whatever reason, NBC, with just the amount of people they have when you go to different corners, you've got different people announcing, from that to just like
definitely
the different
lends to more eyes on the track.
Yeah, just the different camera angles as well for those sections where you have different people announcing. I want to see Fox try to do something like that, just because it does make it definitely more interesting from a fan perspective. Well, because you had a handful of things go on that race that you genuinely didn't know about till you go to Twitter or Instagram after the race and find out, oh, this happened, oh, that happened. Like you just see somebody drop off the field and wondering why it happened, because they don't say anything about it.
Right, and that's a definite problem. I would be a little hesitant if Fox were to do that, because I'd be a little bit worried about the people they put out there.
Yeah. That's but I think,
who are they going to get out there? Michael Waltrip? Like I don't want to hear him.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to hear it, but I think getting someone to actually, like, I don't think it could genuinely be much worse than what it was yesterday. Like I wasn't really a fan of the viewing just because they were only showing the front. So I feel like even if it's a not so good product, it's going to be better than what it was yesterday, because at least you'll be able to see the race. Maybe if they just like go away from the main turns, you just hit mute real quick. And then you could just hit mute. We don't need you to talk. Just show us the camera view.
I feel like NBC has better, like the reason they're able to nail it so well is because they have the experience with working on that type of telecast because of the IMSA, because of the IndyCar, stuff like that.
Too.
They have more road racing broadcasting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point. I didn't think of that, but that actually, I think, makes a lot of sense. They don't do the radio style broadcast for it, but I think their camera work.
They have the camera angles and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And COTA is still a relatively new track to NASCAR. So, you can make the argument that they might just not have the best camera positioning yet. Or they might not be bringing enough cameras because COTA is the biggest track that we go to. So you'd assume that you should have the most cameras. Who knows? It's a far trip from Charlotte for them, so that could be a factor. But I was definitely disappointed with the broadcast. The booth, I don't have a problem with the booth. That's not like in previous years with Fox, that's been an issue. This hasn't really been a problem this year.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with Harvick, Boyer, and Mike Joy. I didn't have I didn't have a problem with how they were broadcasting the race. I feel like when there was a little bit of action, Harvick did his normal thing where he goes into detail and tells you what you actually legitimately feel like inside of the car around a certain turn.
Yeah.
And why the car does that. So that was good. He's been really good all year. Along with the other two. I feel like they kind of pick up on the energy that he's been bringing this year. So I didn't have a problem with any of those three. It's just there's a lack of people and a lack of cameras, it seemed like.
Boyer doesn't really do much for me.
I feel like this year he's been better than what he was last year.
Yeah, he still doesn't do much for me. I'd rather. I think Kurt Busch actually was really good last year when he did a race for Fox. I think
did COTA.
Yeah, he did actually a really good job, and he started crying.
You can't blame him though, because it was his car.
He did cry. That was sweet. Tegan, hi.
Hi. Oh, he's behind.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I got you. Everything good on your end, connection wise?
Am I behind?
No,
slightly. It's not too bad.
No, it's not bad.
But it's good enough. Your thoughts on the race?
I mean, it was nothing. It was just a race. I mean, this track's just too big. It gets too spread out. So I don't know if you eliminate a turn or two, maybe it helps. But I don't think this race is. I don't think this race is going to get better. And this is, I think, one reason why NASCAR is going away from the little short experiment they had with the no yellow for stage breaks, because that race would have been even a bigger snooze fest than what it was. So
I thought the strategy was interesting, though. Seeing what
strategy is really good. I like the strategy, and I think it played out like it should have. And I think that shut up a lot of the people that were already bitching before this weekend about NASCAR going back to yellows for the stages.
Yeah.
So
I think it actually it definitely made it interesting. But I might be in the opinion that everybody might do what Bell does next time we're there.
Yeah.
Because to me, that was the strategy. That made the most sense to me. When Bell was doing it, and I don't know if Larry was the one saying it, but I was like, yes. As a Chase Elliott fan, I was like, Alan, do that. And I knew he wasn't going to.
No, Alan will never do that. Are you kidding me? It's Alan Gustafson.
I was a little, I guess I was wrong. I mean, hindsight's 2020. During the race for Chase, I thought he should have taken the stage points in the first stage because I didn't think he had a winning car then. Looked like he had a winning car towards the end, and then that's when he made the mistake, and he had no stage points to fall back on. But I think Christopher Bell put himself in a spot with his strategy where he actually didn't end up in too bad of a place because he gets the stage points for stage one.
He came back.
He pits in stage two, which puts him kind of net where the guys are going to end up that pit towards the end of it anyway, and then pits one time in stage three like everybody else has to. So I think that is the money strategy to me. And I would not be surprised if we see maybe if it plays out at road courses in that way, we might see more guys employ that strategy.
It just depends on where the tire wear is. Sonoma's the only other road course I can think of that would work at.
Well, it wasn't the tire wear wasn't the problem with that. That was just tire wear was not an issue, I thought, at all.
No. I think I saw like Bob or Jeff tweet that the reason Bell decided to commit to that one is because they found out that there was no tire wear.
Yeah. So for him, it made sense because he was able to make those first few laps of the second stage without just ballooning or parachuting back in the field. He was able to keep up because there wasn't enough tire wear, and that it made that strategy work for him because you were never going to pit for tires in this race. It was all about fuel, which was fine. I thought the strategy was interesting anyway. Do I wish that Bell might have had a little more trouble on the tires compared to everybody with fresh on that restart? Yeah. The fastest cars, it showed an advantage for them, but once Bell got back to like 4th or 5th, it really did.
He did kind of fall back though on older tires though.
Yeah, but
he fell back like the 6th after restarting the lead.
Yeah, but still, he was able to stay out 4 or 5 laps, still be within the top 10, and it just puts him right back towards the front at the end of the stage, So I have no problem.
Yeah, but look at McDowell though. McDowell dropped like a fucking rock.
Well, he had no power steering.
I think there was a little bit of tire wear though.
No, he had no power steering.
No, he dropped before that though. He was on the same strategy as Bell. He was on the same strategy as Bell before his power steering failed.
Didn't he also have
dropped like a rock
before
problem? The power steering went out?
He had a lot of issues on Sunday.
I think there was some tire wear, but there was definitely it was very, in my opinion, limited because you saw maybe a little bit of lap time fall off, but not enough for it to scare Bell away from making that strategy. And I think if we come back to COTA with the same tire next year, if I'm a crew chief, that's what I would like to do if there's no natural cautions, which seemingly with this car on road courses, we're not going to get natural cautions. Because the cars, in my opinion, I think NASCAR kind of took out what was charming about road racing in NASCAR.
Yeah.
You got bigger brakes, so the braking zones are less. You've got a different steering. You've got a different transaxle, so shifting is different. And you kind of you added a grippier tire, right? It makes it easier. So a lot of road courses in the past, you'd get cautions because guys would make mistakes. And we still see some mistakes here and there, but, we're never seeing much natural cautions anymore on road courses. So it's definitely interesting how it played out. Ryan, any thoughts on the race from you?
I mean, it was an okay race. I liked the strategy calls, and I thought Christopher Bell's strategy was probably the best strategy of the day. Just didn't give him the win because Byron was just that good on Sunday. But I mean, it was an okay race. I think Fox didn't do a very good job broadcasting the race. Nothing about the booth. It was just the cameras.
Yeah.
What are they going to fucking show?
Matt, you can ask Sal and everything I've seen on Twitter. A lot of people in attendance were complimenting the racing. Like there were battles going on most of the time, but Fox was just showing extra zoomed in shots of William Byron or Ty Gibbs or Tyler Reddick, and they weren't actually talking about what was going on.
Okay, are these battles for like 25th? Who wants to watch fucking battle for 25th at home?
Okay,
let's be
real.
You know
why F1?
I don't want to see Kobayashi back there spinning off of Spinhouse's bumper 3-4
Would you rather watch William Byron drive by himself? Would you rather watch him drive by himself than a battle for 12th? I'd like to see where the action
most
is.
He had like a 5-second lead. On this track, that's not a big lead.
It was big enough. Nobody
for 30, big fucking deal. Way to go, BJ McLeod.
The only
even there.
The only going to show a back marker race. They're not going to do it.
Well, a reason, F1, I know you won't like this example, but they highlight the battles in the mid-pack. They make it feel like a big deal. I know the field is less, and you only
That's
get points
they
for
ain't
the
got
top
nothing going
10.
up in the fucking front. They have to.
Neither did we. There was nothing going on in the front.
It is a whole lot closer than what y'all give it credit for. Byron
No,
at
it
the
was
most had a
not.
5-second lead.
Okay,
Oh,
but
now you're
so what
sucking
are we gonna-
F1's cock. But
I'm
how many
not.
times has that series been a fucking bore fest because two cars finished on the lead lap? Of course they're going to show the other battle because the back markers in that series.
Okay, so show me where the action is. I don't care if if William Byron's leading. I don't care about him driving by himself. I don't care. I would like to see where the action is. There were times where I saw, like, Chase was in a nonstop battle with Kyle Busch all day. They were always around each other, it seemed like. I don't know. I mean, Sal, you can attest to it. I feel like there were battles, at least on the ticker, kind of important battles going on most of the race,
There was
the top
like
15.
At one point there was like a group of like 5 cars.
Like Allman, Elliott, Busch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just going back and forth, like crossing each other over in that little section 12, 13, and 14, just trying to get the spots.
Yeah. And I just think, Fox, and I really, really liked your point, Sal, like that they don't have much road racing broadcasting experience compared to NBC, because NBC does a lot of other series. That makes me really scared if Fox is going to get the IndyCar license next year. Because, like, Fox, they're
I think
broadcast.
with that, though, you get the experience from the IndyCar. You're not going to see the NASCAR side of it.
No, but
whoever
saying,
they lose it, take it from, that's where they're going to go. They're going to go.
They're going to poach. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Fox, one thing I hate, all right, this is my biggest pet peeve, is when they do like a double box on the screen, right? And they make it like the middle half of the screen and then put a blue background with stars on it. I hate that so much. That makes me so angry. I hate the blue background. It's so annoying. It takes up so much of the screen. It's like they can't. I hate I just hate their graphics in general.
I was going to say that the graphics are kind of ridiculous. Like if you are new to NASCAR, if you're new to NASCAR this season, you would legitimately think like Denny Hamlin drives the 1, Tyler Reddick drives the 4, because their graphics for these double-digit numbers are just way too big. And then you have the person standing right in the middle. Like you would think Blaney might be the 1. Like you aren't going to know what these drivers are if you're just watching it on the screen. The graphics are way too big. They're in like font size like 34 when they should be in font size 12. Like, know your Microsoft Word shit. Like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, like, what are we doing?
And like the graphics for the bottom, like the paint lines of the colors of their paint scheme, it looks awful. And a pet peeve of mine is the fucking side pylon. It takes up so much space. Can we please get like a top row ticker again?
That's one of the things that NBC does. That I was not a fan of when it first came out, because I had been just used to Fox when I just started getting NASCAR, and so I was used to everything going down the side of the screen. But the more and more it's happened, the more and more I actually kind of like it. Like it's definitely more action on the screen for the cars.
NBC's kind of gone away from it too. I think their side panel like bar is a little bit smaller. I am partial to having like the top be the ticker, because I'd rather have that little tiny section of the top of my TV be where, and I don't need to see wherever. I kind of liked as a kid, like waiting on the ticker to see if Jeff Gordon had moved up.
I remember
every time it's
didn't TNT have one too, but it was on the bottom of the screen, not the top.
Yeah, by the end there's on the bottom.
Yeah, because I remember watching 09 Daytona or Summer Daytona. I'm like, oh shit, Stewart's gonna have a chance to win this race, and then I think Busch.
Theirs went to the bottom whenever I think they had both actually at different points, but yeah, they definitely had it at the bottom at one point.
I think the bottom one they mainly used it during the summer Daytona as like a way.
Oh,
it was like
for the side by side or for the
when they done the no
screen.
commercial thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great I do remember them having it on the top also, but yeah, I do remember both.
Yeah, because that's the one I remember most because Stewart fan. So
I loved ESPN's ticker.
ESPN's was really good.
Whenever it was like the weeks before the chase, and you would have guys in green and guys in yellow and red. It was just so nice. I loved that. And now we have a fucking side pylon.
It was that ESPN's was really good for like
even Fox's before, because Fox took such a regression when they had like the 2012 Fox ticker had the numbers with the color behind it, then the name, and it was like really good and color coordinated, and it was nice. And then they just moved to a rectangle at the top of the screen that's just blue with basic font numbers for everybody, and that was a travesty. That was hideous.
The NBC side pylon ticker, I will say I do like, especially come playoff time, because they use it as the pylon to like show scoring, and then they use like that small portion to show the cutoff to like
at the bottom. That's good. Yeah. ESPN did a good too. They'd put it under the ticker towards the top. It wasn't as present as NBC's is, which I think NBC might do a better job with that. But I just wish that, like, I saw a screenshot on Twitter that was a comparison of what you see on the screen when it's just the lap number at the top left and not the full running order, and then compare what you see on the screen, and like you lose probably about 10 to 15% of the screen with that. So Kevron,
hey,
you're home
finally.
How was baseball practice? Did you have fun?
Oh, it was a lot of fun, and I'm sorry y'all had to see my crotch area. So
you
totally was not paying attention.
Did I miss something?
You did miss something.
Is that a little powwow, Tegan? A little Powerade?
Yes.
I'm
gonna quit buying water.
I love blue Powerade.
Blue Powerade's very good.
I like grape and orange, except for the orange kind of tears my tongue up. So.
Ooh. You got a weak tongue.
Are we gonna go farming with Kevron?
Is he doing chores?
Oh no!
I think he's gonna grab a Powerade.
I'm getting. No, I gotta grab this for Tegan. Y'all continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
What was I talking about? I was on a rant about Fox. I'll stop.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Well,
Tegan, you agree with me,
They need more personnel. They either need more personnel or more cameras, but you already touched on that.
One thing.
Well, you're on a 3-mile road course.
I'm just talking about
tough. Yeah.
I'm not even talking about that anymore.
Either you didn't want to put your money into you put more cameras at the track, which means you're probably going to have to send your booth to do it from the studio. You got to pick or choose. You weigh your options.
There's only one word to describe the broadcast inside of Fox.
Kerfuffle.
Answer to everything.
Tegan, do you agree with me on the ticker though? Like, I kind of missed the top one.
Okay, see, the ticker doesn't bother me. I think you still see what you're going to see with the camera angle. It's just a little bit shrunk, maybe. But I've listened to every one of you compare what we have now, and you're all comparing it back to every one of y'all, except for probably Kevron, because we're about the same age. Your goating age of NASCAR. Every one of you. Except for Matt, because I don't think Matt watched it back then. So Matt's kind of like a fresh pair of eyes.
My first year
going
was
back to like ESPN and stuff like that. When y'all were younger, it's a mindset thing. Y'all think this was the golden age of NASCAR. You know, I'd go back to 2001. Fox had it on the top, and I think NBC and TNT had it on the top as well.
Top. Yeah.
I can't. It doesn't bother me. I don't. Of all the stuff to bitch about, I am not bitching about a fucking ticker. It doesn't.
It's the little things for me though. I just miss it so much.
Y'all bitch about the little things when y'all need to be focusing on the bigger shit.
There's some bigger things.
We've already too, because y'all you are thinking you're golden. You're when you are really like into the NASCAR because Jeff Gordon was still racing, Tony Stewart was still racing. I don't know who Juan Pablo Montoya was racing. Y'all are not realizing because I caught myself doing it too, and now that I don't have a Harvick's not in it no more. It's just this shit don't bother me anymore. It's just we're comparing it to because we think that was the golden age of NASCAR. See, I like the sidebar too because you get more in it. I hated waiting on the ticker to only show like 5 or 6 drivers for it to roll through, or they got to where they weren't even rolling it through. It would do 5 or 4 at a time. On the side, you're seeing the top 20, and then you're seeing the bottom 40. Or, they may keep the top 10 up there. Then they show the next 10. I kind of like that. It doesn't bother me. If they make it anything small, the boomers are not going to be able to see it. They got to think of the boomers. And not just the boomers. It's people hitting their 40s has to get the glasses adjusted. Bifocals and shit. They got to, unless they go to auditory help, naming the fucking top 10 every 5 minutes. You have to keep it that way. So,
could you imagine that one race?
Just have a fucking at least a 55 or 65 inch TV. Now, if you're watching that bitch on a fucking 30, then get a radio. Get your phone at if you can't see the fucking lineup.
Could you imagine that just for one race, like your top 20? As soon as someone switches position, just like you hear the name, you just hear like Larson, Blaney, Larson, Blaney, Larson, Blaney, Elliott, Byron,
Blaney, Harvick,
Harvick.
You just hear like,
it's gonna be Blaney.
Yeah,
it would suck at Talladega and Daytona for it to every time it updated, it goes on.
Imagine an AI Rick Allen doing that.
LaJoy,
Grease. LaJoy,
we're going to send you at the house to do broadcast, but good news is we want your voice for AI.
We want you to record a voice line for each driver when they make it.
Yeah, you are going to be the Morgan Freeman of NASCAR.
Yeah. So we already have a little problem in the chat here. Spencer said, "Are we going to see another rivalry between Tegan and Mindkiller?" And then Weasel responded, "The only rivalry is you versus loose sliders."
I love it.
Spencer goes, "Yeah, not true. Actually,
what a shame."
Spencer had to pit about 6 laps before anybody else. So
happy birthday!
Yeah,
I said in practice, Mindkiller's like a tick on a rear end, but
on a cat's butt.
I don't know. I'm about to say I didn't know if I could say it on here or not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already been
There's been way worse said on
tick
here.
on a cat's ass.
Yeah, he's a tick on your ass, my man.
We had to talk about watermelons one time. That got out of hand.
I'm not gonna lie, Tegan had a little bit of private time after that one.
Oh, the watermelon discussion where we looked up the watermelon founder or whatever. Yeah, that was a real good one.
We had a real American Pie moment with just the watermelon.
Matt, that's your favorite song, right? American Pie.
Yeah, I remember when you were on a little kick with that.
That was really good.
That was
weird.
Your
favorite song.
That was
bang, bang, American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was whoa picks. Who won?
Jeez,
Bradley
this is
won.
really
Bradley finally gets on the board. Oh my lord!
Look at Bradley.
Congratulations, Bradley. That's 3 points.
Almost Bradley.
It's 3 points for Big Brad. Congratulations, you fucking sexy beast.
What a week for Bradley.
Fucking Chase Elliott, stupid penalty. Fucked me. I could have won. Would have been close. I believe second was Tyler Reddick for Wessel. Yeah, because nobody picked Gibbs, Bell, or
I swear, if SVG got us third, Ryan,
I don't think he did.
Yeah,
Allmendinger got it.
I'm pretty certain
Okay.
he did not get
It was
that
AJ
for you.
Allmendinger.
It was
Sal.
AJ.
Yeah,
I wanted to
I'm
go
proud.
AJ, but I'm like, eh.
You couldn't go wrong. With
Hindsight's
SVG,
2020, you son of a bitch. Let's see who gets to pick first.
This is so small on a phone. Holy Jesus
I
Christ.
know. I'm literally like a boomer here. Like,
God damn.
Imagine a boomer.
Yeah, I think it's Suarez. I don't have JV's pick quite yet. I'm gonna stall for a second while I look to see who would be next.
That hurts my eyeballs. God damn.
So then it would go Kev Ryan. You guys have the next pick. So
okay.
I'll just let you guys go. Who's your pick for Richmond?
Who do we have on the board?
Who do I have on the board? That's true too.
See, I'm between a Toyota driver and a Ford driver.
Well, I'm strictly Toyota.
I want to go Hamlin.
Oh,
let's go Hamlin.
You guys are taking a lot of swings.
I want to go. Well, this is a big one right here.
What is my lead? How many am I by? 12 and then
you're up by 6.
Matt still.
Yeah, it's terrible. My eyesight is shot.
You're up by 6, and you're up. So.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to go with. Oh man, who do I go with? I wasn't expecting to be up now. I've already used Brad K and Suarez, who I was thinking about possibly taking here. I'm gonna go with Chris Buescher.
Last year's winner at the second Richmond race, Chris Buescher.
That's who I wanted to go with. But I think Hamlin's just better in the spring.
Okay. That's a weird thought.
If it's less than 60 degrees Fahrenheit, it's going to be Denny Hamlin. But if it's over 65, Chris Buescher is going to win.
I'm next. Or hold on. I might have messed up here. Where'd Kobayashi end up?
Tegan gets screwed out of
this. Should have picked second. So if you wanted Denny Hamlin or Chris Buescher, you can have him. If not, you can pick whoever you want.
Wait, this may help him out. Is it a night race or a day race?
So if you actually want to pick him, then it's yours, and Matt will have to repick.
I'm gonna take Gibbs.
Oh,
Ty Gibbs, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Gibbs on a little heater.
I was gonna kind of swing here, but now I'm a little hesitant seeing the first 3 names off the board.
Swing
it.
I'm gonna go Brad Keselowski. He was in a great spot to win last year. Before it's like a half swing, half not.
RFK was really good there last year. So
that was with me at Bristol, and I won with his ass.
That was me with Suarez, and I won at Atlanta.
He actually won the race too, you bastard. And you took a swing on Jones. Look at your wins besides Blaney. Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez. Seriously?
Yeah. Next up is Sally. Who you got?
Oh man, I was gonna take Brad, so now I'm kind of in.
Were you actually?
Yeah.
So that was a good pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take.
We're gonna find out this weekend just if the Fords give up anything on these short tracks and if Toyota gained anything with this new car.
Because Bristol's an outlier for sure.
Yeah, Bristol's a massive outlier. Yeah. That tire wear is crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have the short track package either.
I'll take Justin Haley.
Oh.
He's actually been running really well lately. Rick Ware Racing had a funny statement after it was announced that they had a penalty.
Yeah. We're going to accept it, but not like it?
No. So they had a penalty for too much weight in the car, right? And or not enough weight. They didn't meet the weight requirement at the end of the race. And Rick Ware Racing's quote about it was, "We just didn't have enough weight by the end of the race." We're not appealing this shit, basically, is what they said, which I find to be pretty funny. Bradley's going to take Josh Berry.
Not a bad pick, to be honest.
Not at all. 4-car runs well there. Usually Berry got second there last year. It was mainly on tire strategy, though. So, yeah. We had a doubleheader last night for CFRL.
Yeah.
Anybody's thoughts? Bradley wins both of them to go on a little 3-in-a-row streak. Ryan shaking his head about speeding and then
gave one up, probably
trying to commit murder on me.
Not what I was trying to do, but don't want to talk about Gateway. Gateway was going to be a shit show for me. I knew Gateway was going to suck. I can't believe I blew Road America. I had a shot and I got too aggressive going into pit road.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Still managed to finish 5th.
Pair of good runs for you, Kevron, right? 2 top 5s.
Yeah, 4th and a 3rd. I'll take it, man.
Definitely.
And a stage win. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah, stage win. Yeah, dedefinitely.
And then I ran you over by accident. I ran you over twice.
Just like I put y'all 4 wide by accident.
Mike, you ran over Kevron, and I just snuck up under and said, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Ryan was like, let's go.
Bradley, we got to go.
Yeah.
Because what me and Bradley were running when we were practicing were ridiculous.
But Tegan almost had the win. He was literally, if he pitted just 2 laps sooner, he would have, I think, got it. Just my opinion. At Gateway.
Yeah, tough. I tried to do the 2-tire strategy. I was really surprised how close you and Bradley came out compared to me. But I had to go for it. I assume Tegan always kind of is on my strategy calls. Usually, I don't know if you thought I was going to go for it, but what were your thoughts there towards the end of that race?
No,
you didn't.
When I was doing the math in my head, I thought, no, 2 tires is not the call. And when I saw you go out the way you did, when you left pit road, we pitted on the same lap. I'm like, this MFer is either going to blow a tire or I'm going to mow his ass down.
It didn't actually turn out.
Road, you were fucked.
It didn't actually turn out that bad for me though, because I finished where I was going to finish anyway.
Yeah, you finished 4th, right?
Yeah, and with Kamal lagging out, if I take 4, I would have finished 4th also. So I would have rather finished 4th, giving me a shot at winning, because I didn't think 4 tires with the gap I had and pitting as late as I did. I didn't have the short run speed to catch guys. I was better on like the mid to long run. So I didn't really feel like I had the speed with 4 tires. So I just needed to do something different. I didn't expect it to work. I was hopeful, but I needed you guys to not be as close to me as you were. So it didn't necessarily work out, but a 4th for me there was good. The 7th for me at Road America was frustrating. My car just went totally bonkers the last 2 laps of the race.
Your car was crazy loose.
Yeah, I was out of control.
You left your slider on 5 there for Road America, did you, Mike?
No, I was a little. Front. When the left front gets so low on road courses, it's dog shit, and there's some that just get lower quicker than others do. So because me and Mike pitted on the same lap. And my handling was still good when his wasn't. So it's just.
Was your tire as bad as mine?
No, I hadn't hit below 20 yet.
I was below 10. So.
Holy shit.
So yeah, that's why.
Wow.
That's why. Wow. Usually when you hit below 20 is when it goes to dog shit. So I can imagine what it's like on 10.
Yeah, by the end, I think I crossed the line with like 5. So, yeah. It was
around the track.
Running that Spencer slider.
And I pitted earlier than what I wanted to.
I was running a Spencer slider. I'll tell you that.
I was running the 7. I think I heard people were running higher than me. So
I was running an 8.
Oh God.
A 9.
My car was I should have ran a 9. I wanted to run a 9, but I just got worried that my car would get too loose off the corners. Where at 8, I wasn't worried as much.
That second to last corner where you go over that hump on the hill at Road America was always brutal, no matter what slider you had.
Me and Bradley, for whatever reason, had that little area kind of figured out. Once
I did too, and then that was my issue. I had to figure out in practice all week, didn't have an issue, and that was, of course, where my issue happens in the race.
Yeah.
I got loose and got into one of the barriers, and that's how because I was trying to be nice and try to set up a pass on Tegan fairly when I caught up to him. I caught him pretty quickly because I was running some heaters. And then I got up to him, and it just killed my rhythm. And I was trying to be nice and not shove it in to pass him. And then I would spin out because of it.
I'm just happy I got fast.
It happened to Tegan, though, right after that. He got screwed trying to be nice, too. So
yeah,
that seems like how
definitely got screwed.
That seems like how things go, right? You try to be nice, and then it hurts you, actually. So
Yep.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Actually, I do have one,
Sure.
but it's about F1, so I'm going to give you a little bit of spotlight on that. What was the deal with the penalty on Max Max or whatever.
He didn't have a penalty.
He just
brakes failed.
DNF'd. Yeah, his brakes set on fire.
Okay, so I thought I saw some on a Twitter this morning, like he got penalized or something. I was like,
his brakes failed. I know that.
Yeah, he DNF'd, so no penalty for him.
Okay, no penalty.
That he lost. It was definitely interesting that he lost though, because he was passed like on speed at the beginning of the race, which you don't see very often.
Yeah. Ferrari had a really good car.
They did. Oh, I have a little another rant before we go.
Ooh.
Let's talk about IndyCar.
Oh, what has happened to IndyCar?
They had their dog shit Thermal Club $1 million challenge last week. Or
what is
yesterday.
that?
What is
that?
It's their version of an all-star race.
It's their version of an all-star race, which they decided never done it before. They did it in some private country club in California that has a racetrack on it. There was like no stands. It was basically a track for rich guys to take their. What's that?
They televise it?
Yes, it was on NBC.
Oh god.
Yes, and it was on a track where just rich guys go to take their Porsches out. The track wasn't interesting at all. The format was weird. Like heat racing doesn't lend to IndyCar for me, and that's what they were kind of doing. And
my opinion, don't lend to NASCAR either. But
no crowd, only people that were at the country club that are members could be there. It was weird.
Was it like a short track or how long is the track?
It was a road course.
It was a road course.
What
the
hell?
You would think Richmond ain't gonna take their Porsche on an oval.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
I just found, and it was the $1 million challenge, right? But the winner won $500K. The total pot, who knows? The total pot was 500 or $1 million, I think. But it didn't add up math wise, so I don't know what the $1 million challenge was all about.
They had to pay to rent out the country club. Duh.
Maybe the top five got them. Yeah, it was stupid. But one thing that annoys me about it. So this is their second race of the year. It's 2 weeks after their first race. So at where was it? St. Petersburg, yeah.
Yes.
So this is their second outing of the year. It's an exhibition. So you go race opener, then an exhibition. That's silly to me, first of all. Maybe do it before the first race. That makes a little more sense. But regardless, you had that first race. What day is today? It was March 24th yesterday. So the first race was 2 weeks ago. That was March 10th. Their next points race, I think, is April 21st.
What the? That's a
what? IndyCar always does start off slow. It seems like.
Yeah,
to me, they end quickly too. Do they not?
They end in September. They only have 16 races on the schedule. To me, I don't understand why you're spreading it out like that. You don't want to have gaps at the start of your season because that's when you have the best chance to build momentum, I think.
Right. Yeah. If I were saying, I think F1 does it kind of well if you have a longer season where like they have it where you're going right off the start. You might miss like a week, but you're going kind of consecutively. Then you have that little break
every other week.
And then towards the end of the season, you are just on it every week again. Like
they had their first two races in back-to-back weeks, then they had a week off, and then they were in Australia. So you have 3 races in the first 4 weeks, which I think is a good thing. Like you have to stagger your schedule so there's excitement at the beginning because you're always going to have the most viewers in the beginning because everybody's like, oh, it's a new season, I'll tune in. NASCAR has this every year where you have the highest viewing totals are going to be the first few races after the Daytona 500. To me, I don't get what IndyCar is doing. It does not make sense to have arguably your longest break of the year, like put a shitty exhibition race that wasn't exciting and then wait a month for your second actual points race. How can you cultivate a fan base and keep people interested?
It does nothing for TV ratings if that's what they're aiming for. So that's out of the question.
No.
What are you aiming for?
No, because they're not competing against NASCAR. They go before NASCAR. So,
yeah, that's kind of wild. It's different.
I don't.
And NBC don't have NASCAR yet, so that's not a conflict either.
And the only thing NBC has right now is golf. Yeah. And golf usually starts on main NBC around 3:00 on Sundays.
Yeah.
So you can easily get, because most of the races, their TV window is usually like 12 to 2 or 1 to 3 or something like that, and they lead straight into the PGA Tour event after that, because I think NBC does about 30% of the PGA Tour tournaments. And those they start on the Golf Channel, and around 3 o'clock, they migrate over to either CBS or NBC. So they have the space. I just don't understand why we're having that big of a break, this early in the season. But, that's what you get when you've got, no offense to Roger Penske, an old man running the show, all right? Like, need some new blood, fresh blood, because IndyCar, probably not going to, out of the motorsports in America, I don't see them gaining much compared to NASCAR or F1.
Mike's hating on the boomers, dude. God almighty.
Sorry about it.
What's up with the boomers in you, man?
All right, that's my rant. Anybody got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Really quick, Ryan Hart, shout out to you.
Great work.
Excellent job for keep on broadcasting even as late as you have. Yeah.
Every week he does it without help, so big shout out to him. He is incredible at it.
Absolutely.
And he wasn't comfortable doing it by himself at first, but I think he started doing it, and he's really good at it by himself now. And while we're in a spot where we don't really have an availability for a second broadcaster right now, just because most people that are active in our league are racing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes, because there are people that there are people that have been interested outside the league, but I would rather be shot in the head before I let some of them, touch my baby in the broadcast.
Here's Tegan in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, on that morbid note, I think it's time to get out of here. Sal just got on PlayStation. I'll talk to you in a minute, Sally.
By this time next week, it'll be after Easter. Happy Easter, everybody, if you celebrate.
Happy Easter, folks. Yes.
Happy
we have
Easter.
Richmond. We have Richmond Sunday night for the Cup
Yeah, some
Series.
Sunday night racing.
And we have our
Crown
CFRL race, Darlington.
Oh, shit. This would be a good time to stop the music and actually kind of explain the no bull while we're thinking about it.
Explain.
No, I don't. You do a better job at it.
I don't have it in front of me.
What are we explaining?
So if
What
I
is it
still
again?
have it.
If you send it to me, I'll explain it. But you got that's a good sign, Kefron.
I'm just saying, we're now at the end of this, still live. If you just play the music, and then we got to go back to this right here. It's all
we've got to have a discussion about this. We've got to.
No,
I mean, there's only one person watching right now, so I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know who's really gonna miss it. I feel like we're gonna send it in the chat.
Yeah, true. Well, you can start the music back up. We'll figure it out later.
Right.
It's in the rule book.
Like we never left. Noble 5 this week. 5 guys will be competing with a little bit more on the line at Darlington. More playoff points on the line for those guys if you win, if you're a no-bull driver. It's in the rule book. Please check it out. We forgot to mention it heading into Daytona. Thanks a lot, everybody. Wessel says hello. You're a no-bull driver. We already explained it to you last night in a party. So there you go. Bye. I've got to poop.